Good morning, viewers, from wherever you're watching us from. It's always good to be back. It's yet another interesting edition of this morning program coming to you live on our studios on Caraba Avenue, and I am Julden Jai. From wherever you're watching us from, mbokk ñu leen di nuyu di leen dalalaat si beneen edition in this morning program fu waay munti nekk rek si biir réew mi ak si bitim réew ñu leen naa jaajëfal bu baax a baax si ànda ak safo bi ngeen di ànda ñu saa su ne rek si sun this morning program bi tey nag this morning bi comme nuñ ko dee baaxoo di defee saa su ne rek dañoo am suñ newspaper review bi dañoo am tamit suñ African proverb bi ak yeneen guest yoo xam ne daal ñu ngi sentu gaay fii si kanam waxtaane loo xam ne daal lu am solo la lu mel ni state of the nation address lu mel ni capacity building for women oyster farmers ak yeneen si this morning programme bi so bu leen dem fen ndaxte programme bi comme nuñ ko dee baaxoo di defee saa su ne rek dafa interesting kuma ànd si ak this morning plateau bi this morning moo nekk Mr. Momodou Mbodj Mr. Mbodje suma grandpa ak tamit Mr. Ka who is our newspaper review guest. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Julde yéen fu nekk yéen maa miin loo xam nga ful may ñëw di co-host.
Wow.
Isn't it?
Wow.
So it's a slippery slope, isn't it? Yéen a ngi creep, mission creep they used to call it. Ana Balde.
noo ko ooyee rek foofu daal foofu ngay nekka de doo fa jógee.
But it's good to be here though. I enjoy it. Anga liñ dee waxtaan social issues important. Even the proverbs. xam nga léegi xamaloo ñi seetaan kër koo xam ne ñu ngi ko jox an idea xam nga so you just never know. Just do the best that you can, isn't it?
Sometimes dafa fekk sa am na ñoo xam ne daal ñu ngi down what because of the proverb ay yooyu noonu da nga okay so I am not alone in this so xaaral ma jóg ma dem lijjante suma ay soxla ndaxte it happens always. I mean all of us are down at some point in life, but what is the most important thing is you're able to get up and then fight your own battles because we all fight our different battles in our different ways. Why Mr. Ka naka suba si?
Good morning. It's good. Man tam ma ñëw join leen tey ci suba si.
Namoon nañ la de Mr. Ka.
Yeah, so it's always a pleasure pour ñëw bokk ci waxtaan bi daal.
mu nekk lu am solo so comme nu ma leen ko diggee woon rek si beginning bi dañoo start the program with our African proverb ma bàyyi Mr. Mbodj rek last week nag dafa daw mu naan ma ne liidal but tey moom yaay read may naa la.
Absolutely. Hanga góor gi day lead kër gi. I'm sounding like Balde now. No, this is it. Even if the cock does not crow, the sun will rise.
Interesting one there. Even if the cock does not crow, the sun will rise. That's an interesting proverb there. Dinañ bàyyi rek suñu
absolutely.
Man, it means time and tide waits for no one. Regardless, the cock crow if they how at a particular time announcing the sunrise. Waaye su fekkee dafa bidanti, it doesn't stop the sun from rising. So therefore, in life, time does not wait for you. So whatever you do, time and tide waits for no one. You have to factor that. Now what you do it within the context of time to achieve results. Because if you allow the time to elapse, things will go by and you will not be able to regain that time.
Absolutely.
As time lost is something you cannot regain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting one there.
Doesn't that Shakespearean line comes into it immediately? I remember.
Yeah.
I'm from in the affairs of man. There's a propitious period when you take it, you rise with it, but when you miss it, it's a life of regret. Oh, unfortunately.
Nobody angles.
Nobody angles.
Iron
is hot. Stuff like that. That's it. So perhaps now the next point would be, but how do you really know? I've reached this critical, pivotal moment. I have to take, life is tricky, isn't it? What do you think? You've got a short life relative to ours, but what have you seen so far regarding these things? Timing, life, stuff like that.
I think comme noonu ko waxee rek it's very crucial make hay while the sun shines and it's very very important to make the best use of your youthful life. When whilst you're young, explore, learn, and do a lot of things. But if you just wait and then okay, sikanam, dina ko def sikanam, procrastination every day. Time is not waiting for you. Whilst you're waiting, explore, they're doing big things, and that is what we are seeing right now, especially new youngsters in our generation. We procrastinate a lot, and then you talk, we want to achieve big things, and we don't want to work hard for it. So lolu mo nek issue bi dañu gis ne okay, others are doing a lot in terms of agriculture. Other African countries are doing so much. From nek ni gis nañ ne artificial intelligence is coming, gis nañ ne sometimes gardening, with the way they are doing it, it's really creative and all of that. So danga gis ne it's very, very important. It doesn't really wait for anyone. Sometimes we reflect back on, Gambia since independence be, and you realize, okay, it's not really, years have gone by, and then Singapore, independence together with them. But where the level they are and the level we are is different. One might say, okay, we are different countries, we are different this, we are different geography and all of that. But the most important thing is that I think they make the best use of their time. And then whilst okay, you had basicanam, I didn't could have need. It's even evident with our day-to-day activities. What we could have achieved in a week or a month, munna drag to 1 year or years. So I mean, that goes to show like the productivity and how we are not even respecting time. So they make the programs in most cases have become a cliche for them. Rec program, time la suñ waxe 9 o'clock bala ñoo gather together program bi de start, it's 11 or 12. So lolu it has become even a cliche ne okay Gambian time la Gambian time. There is nothing like Gambian time. Time is time. Okay, ñun ñoko def nonu rek ñu def ko as our concept, and you believe ne okay, Gambia has its own time. Loolu lañ wara génné suñ bopay ñu realize ne time, it's time. It does not wait for anyone. It does not wait for the Gambia. So there is nothing like Gambian time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nit daal waruta naagu. Naagu dafa tardel nit li nga war a def te waxtu bi jot jugal nga taxaw si nga jéem ko execute. Because soo naagoo ngay drag things, it doesn't normally happen. Loolu tax nit da nga war a njaxlaf nga jël sa matuwaay ci saasi te bul naagu. Ñun nag li ñu sonal ci réew mi naagu syndrome bi bokk na ci. nga sas nit ay responsibility ngay ko ci toppa di ko ci toppa pour mu execute ko. So loolu dafa wone ne they always allow time elapsing. Te ci day bi 24 hours rek nga ci am mënuloo ko expand. So boobu rombee rek yaa ngi into the other day. So loo achieve toon démba rek raw na la. Moo tax nit waruloo naagu suñu la sasee duty or responsibility nga jël ko fulaal ko faydal ko nga def ko ci saasi di nga gis ne loo ci bugg a gàgganti o jubanti di nga ko mun a def. So moo tax nit da nga war a am pas-pas am Pastef boobu nga xam ne naagute du nekk ci yow. Suñ ko amee ñu bëri am ko rek lu bëri dina dox. Moo tax ngay dem place yu bëri things do they happen because ñi jox responsibility dañ nekk ay nit ñu naagu duñ jël seen matuwaay li ñu war a def si time bi ñu ko war a def duñ ko def. Donc di nga gis ne kiw bi di gën a gudda nit ñi di la gën a xaar. Because soo félee pour def dara at a particular time yaa ngi extend queue of waiting bi. So then yaa ngi gën a compound the task and the responsibility on you. Yooyu mooy jikko yi nga xam ne war nañ koo génnee things mun a door di dox. Ku ko mun di def yëpp ak liggéeykaay yëpp di nga gis affaire yi door di work smoothly.
Mu nekk lu am solo gis nga dama dee bëgg a bokk ak Mr. Ka Plateau because every day I learn new things from him. Mu nekk lu am solo moo taxi daal ñun ndaw yi suñ nangoo laan rek suñ nangoo jàng rek dañoo jàng because I mean we have people everywhere waaye tamit nag jàng bi mooy problème willing to learn loolu moo nekk suñ issue bi fu mu nekk ni. So we go straight to the newspaper
review. That's it. Kan a waxoon ne su fekkoon ne amuloo woon ay mag ñu rectify the mistakes of the young. Nikon the state to emerge. It was Seneca, one of those Latin writers and stuff like that. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you're right. Gambian time, forget it. Time is time. The time being done. African democracy. I remember one professor of politics, Ramadan Doumbia, Sierra Leone, saying, "There's no such thing. Democracy is democracy." Something like that. Let's just move on.
Yeah,
you're absolutely correct.
So, newspapers review be Maamfi Foroya Standard and the Point newspaper. On the Foroyaa newspaper, maa ngi gis fii benn headline bu interesting moo nekk lawmakers approve motion to establish University of Applied Sciences and others. Mu nekk lu am solo. You know, I think that's very important for
that's exciting.
It is, it is.
Development cannot take place in the absence of science and technology. I keep emphasizing that. Even though I'm an art student, but I recognize and realize that that is the foundation upon which societies develop. And fofula rawante bi ñëwé. And on the reference Singapore, you know, fi ñu rawante rek fi jamono bi moy science and technology. Mota suñ curriculum bi dañ ko wara design in a way bo xamne dañoo encourage the vast majority of students ñu door di ñemeñ science and technology. That is why I was excited magi STEM. These women in science, you get encouraged. They are penetrating slowly. But nañ broaden affaire bi mu nekk across the board. Nga xam ne is a requirement at a state level pour nga mun a def science and technology. They will shift from doing all these with all due respect to businesses and all these things. We focus on science and technology. As a paradigm shift, then realize that we are beginning to register a lot of development and progress. Because that is the foundation. When it comes to construction, when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to the pattern in weather, everything, science and technology is the issue. So the curriculum must be designed deliberately for that purpose into the next century. I think so.
Absolutely. Emphasize the significance, the importance of science in our development. I remember the work recently of one historian. This was in Delaware back to the 1400s. You look at Europe, Africa, most places more or less similar, you know, in terms of technology in your melt. Why at some point, the Europeans started whoosh forward. Science was one of the key. So, but for instance, when discovered the science of ballistics, so colonialism, well, I come with a gun. Absolutely. So, you know, well, the natives wouldn't like this, the natives wouldn't like that. Who was the leader? Well, we've got the Maxim gun. You see, so you know, technology, science and technology, more than you colonize you. In many ways. So it's a significant. So see the good. Yeah, say this history won't know enough for our survival. It's got to be at the very heart of what we do, really, how we define ourselves. So, of course, always, I'll make a shout out for the humanities. You're a good citizen. I can be a high IQ madman. You know what I mean? I'm high IQ, brilliant at science and all of that. But refining my create bombs so it's the humanities that humanizes, as it were, essentially for neutral. Science is essentially neutral. How do I want to do this? What is the knowledge? E equals to MC squared. I use it, I build a nuclear bomb.
But they're compatible.
They're compatible, exactly.
Locally, land repeaters, they're top surgeons, but they were poets.
Exactly.
So these things are not necessarily, you know,
mutually exclusive.
Yes, they can be.
They're complementary.
But the fundamentals, you know, if you see human are able to feed themselves in this day and age, it's because of the advancement of science and technology. Poultry production. Ganar is very easy all over the world. Am neni ganar. In Bione Kahalel, so I may be neni ganar and Kodes, because it was in many. Because the science was not that advanced. While the production of food is because of science. You want to feed the world population.
Soilless farming, this now you know, even in
the ideas.
Wow. So science, definitely the foundation to any development. That is the catalyst, and they should emphasize in terms of curriculum to structure it mun science bias.
wax dëgg
loolu la.
mu nekk lu am solo wax dëgg man moom soo leen waxee daal amatuma lu ma wax but lu am solo la science and technology because dañ war a xool tamit as a country ñu decolonize our minds. This science and technology, it's not unique to the West. Anyone can apply it, you know, based on your own geography and your own realities in life. Gambia fi am nañ suñ own realities, am nañ suñ soil bi, am nañ suñ water bi, which is very good for agriculture. So let us invent something that is in line with our own realities on the ground, rather than just copying and pasting. For now, lolu tamit mo ñu gëna sonal. Okay, what works for other countries might not work for us, but let us look internally what really works for us as a country. You invent something that aligns, you know, our beliefs, our geography, our socio-economic development. I think that is very, very important.
You can adapt, but you don't reinvent. Because science is standard. Water boils at 100 degrees in you know, Chicago as it does in Banjul. So that fundamental principle doesn't change. It freezes at a certain temperature. So because lingawala, humanity, your mom science, it does not belong to the West, does not belong to the East, it doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs moy ham-ham. Ken momu ko kuko saku rek nga jël ko mom ko jëriñoo ko. Ham-ham doomu aadama moo ko moom. te di nga gis ne an loolu dafa yàgga. even soo demee ci suñ tradition in terms of Islam ak yooyu noonu sax the basis mooy jàngal. xara. So go and seek knowledge. And knowledge is all over. te di nga gis ne science, the evolution of science, ñëpp a ci contribute. So ñuy Africa di nga am, you know, some ay borom xam-xam ñoom Ibn Khaldun. If you go to other places nga dem China, nit ñi dañ daan di wóor di sàkku ji xam-xam. Knowledge and science mooy li nga xam ne moom moo ñëw. Because science soo seetoo fan la dooree mooy bi nit dooree di control nature. You begin to control the wind. You begin to control the fire. You begin to control the rain and the rain patterns to understand it. You were the basis upon which civilization started. Because before we knew the forces of nature, before we understand it, we used to worship the wind. We used to worship fire. We used to worship thunder and lightning. But when we develop the capacity to understand, then we start to master these things. We start to use the wind in our sails. Ci boat si pour ñu travel distances. You gis ne wind bi mën nañ ko control léegi. You jagar a sail to move A to B to explore other parts of the world to see the flora and fauna. Then we start to control fire. You door di liggéey match. Before we use the stones and then to spark and make fire. We start cooking. So we start domesticating animals and controlling fire. So that is the beginning of the journey of human beings in terms of controlling nature. So that continuity in terms of development has to be recognized and then be inbuilt into our curriculum so that it captures what we want to achieve, what we want to do, and apply it, like you rightly said, in our context.
But we have, yes, this is the key, isn't it? Science essentially is a method of finding out. You know what I mean? So, yo ya buga ham, suma society, lala buga find out, what method do I use? Now, and when you look at the history of science in the West, quite interesting. There was a time when the Europeans were in the Dark Ages, as they called it. You go to Baghdad. Was it during the Abbasid dynasty? The House of Mamun, the House of Knowledge. Al-Ghazali. That was where you had some of the greatest scientists, as it were. So when you look around the world, it's been shifting. There's just one universal humanity. The Senegalese philosopher, Blaise, they have a new one, Jan.
Blaise Jan.
There's a new one who said, Suleiman Bashir Jan. When you go around, so yange this concept, humanity, so hold the map from Timbuktu. We had people like Ali Baba, perhaps the most famous philosopher from Timbuktu. They were doing science. Then got them all over the world. It's been like that. So you have this one human, single, universal idea going around, and it's been helping us solve things. The danger when you know, oh, science, this Western idea. Oh, we give them so much credit. That's not true. That is really what the danger is. You hear about stuff like that. So let us understand what science is and how do you apply it. What has it done? Look around you. we know that we really cannot.
So this
cannot
institution,
escape.
we go back,
Yes.
is very important, and I'm excited that they are.
That's a very interesting deliberation there. Honestly, I must say, conversation, see, it's interesting for us to know history la ñu ngi janga seeing Mr. Ka demna about evolution and everything, your demga on generalities on the West and fan la originated from. So I think this kind of conversations will help to decolonize the minds of youngsters, you know, in Africa. To hamne, these things are not unique to the West. It does not start there. It doesn't mean ne fofula dore, fofula wara nekarek. Africa bitami watna nyomuna adapt to these things. You adapt some of these things in our own, you know, localities and in our own geographies. So let us look at this story, understand that newspaper. AG says judicial officers bill not automatically increase in salaries. We have seen a lot of views on this. Okay, salary increment la duga nani gena nani allegations are here and there, and you know, okay, nyunko because dañ believe ne the current justice minister su génne fa buga nekk judge moo tax léegi he is planning for it. So lots of allegations, but I'm glad ne comme ñu ngi clarify to say ne you know, it's not necessarily or automatically increasing the salaries of the judicial
salary increment in Gambia is a very sensitive topic.
It is.
Because it doesn't cut across the board as yet. Because the people, what they're seeing is just those at the upper echelon, regardless of their justification. That is what they're seeing, that they're being remunerated, while those at the bottom are being ignored. Even if they are being adjusted, the threshold was so low that it becomes insignificant. They should start exploring the issues like minimum wage. What are the minimum wage that provide living wage for the people? And they start looking at that, and people will start listening. Otherwise, you know, there will be a crisis of understanding. Regardless of what explanation or what justification they may come up with, people will not understand, because they look at the National Assembly doing the same thing. They're looking at the judiciary also being looked into. So people generally have this perception that they're looking after their own, and that is what they're doing. So they have to also look at the other side of the coin and see and understand the predicament of the people, the poverty, the struggles, the trials that they undergo, to see how they can augment that aspect of society as well, in order to make sure that they perform, they do better.
Absolutely. And it was quite curious that the other day we heard about salary deduction at NAWEC. Rarely do we hear about stuff like that. Oh, absolutely. Now it's just the money. But this is it. You see, with the judiciary, I remember when they had debates about whose salaries to increase and what emoluments will be attached to whatever position. So I could sense that the National Assembly members were thinking, oh, what we're doing is perhaps far more important than what they do. We actually formulate the laws. We write the laws that they interpret. So they also need certain protections, as it were. But there's a reason why, especially in the judicial tradition that we've inherited, why you protect the judges, the judiciary. There's a very special reason why. That's really the referee in our kind of society in many ways. So the referee needs all sorts of protection. And here it appears as if we do not have parliamentary sovereignty. I think we have judicial sovereignty in the sense that they can declare a piece of legislation unconstitutional. Isn't it? It's really very, very important. Yes. So when you have, for instance, government in dispute with a private citizen or whoever else, you want this independent referee to come and deliver the just, as it were, verdict. That is why really we give them security of tenure with the courts. So we should be very, very careful with the judiciary. We have, because they really ultimately, it will make a whole lot of difference whether we really trust our institutions. Because if I have an arbitration body where when I go, they could redress a wrong, I get more confidence in the system. I feel that I belong. So the judiciary is special. It is unlike any other, let's be honest with that. And
yes, Mr. Mboj, I recognize and I agree to a high degree that the independence of the judiciary is important and it ought to be protected. We all recognize that, and we realize you can only do that you ensure that you pay them sufficiently enough that they cannot be corrupted. They will not be incorruptible. But also, I'm saying with
not at the expense of
you have to deal with perception as well, and perception sometimes can be reality. The way the people are seeing things, the National Assembly adjusting. We are not saying that those people are not entitled. Of course, with the type of work that they do in all countries, they are protected. But also, by the same token, they must also reflect on the needs of the other aspect of society, so that you take them all on board together. Because if you just focus on one aspect, address them, and then the majority of the people, they start saying things, and that is what is happening. And that is why they have to come to clarify, to explain, and they cannot do it themselves. People like you and others who understand these things are the ones that will come and explain the importance, the need for the independence of the judiciary. They have to be protected, they have to be well paid to ensure that they are incorruptible. All these things are justifiable reasons to look at how they are being remunerated. But the but is the other part of society also has to be taken up.
In most cases, that is what you see people saying, especially when it comes to salary increment. Okay, what happened to the other section of society? What happened to the layman there? What happened to the farmer? What happened to the businessman? You know, so lolo more than issue be. If you look at salary increment, don't increase the salaries, but also buko increase to a level that may affect the other side of society, other section of society. I'm solo. We know that, I mean, undoubtedly, the judiciary have, played a very crucial role. And over the years, their independence and have been really tested. Gisna in the cases, president be again, and people, gisna in the people warning cases against even the president. So that goes to show, like, how independent the judiciary is. The National Assembly, they are also very, very important, body. But that does not mean that if you are earning, for example, $60,000 or $70,000, civil service in the police is earning less than $5,000. I mean, it doesn't add up. The Lee is a chain. Police, they are there to enforce the law. But if those people are paid less and those who are on top are paid more, then issues, people will still have issues in society. Criminal cases and all of that, balamo reach to the judiciary. It starts from somewhere. So that somewhere also needs to be taken care of. Balamo go to the top. So so we really should be really careful of some of these things, especially when it comes to salary increment and all of that. If not that, you feel like they are marginalized and all of that, and that would be chaotic in any society.
Should I do the right-wing view?
Well,
yes, finally. I'm a hierarchy. Salaries, do you really ever
equal? No.
Western capitalism, especially in Britain, the very top, you really don't have to touch them. Try to lift the base. That's really what their key is. That's the crux of it. Every time, try to lift the base, while that hierarchy will always be there.
Exactly, but while basic hierarchy
equality is a myth.
That's what I'm saying.
Economic equality, maybe political.
It can never be the same. But don't just, for instance, you're just increasing those that at the top. Increase. You at a lower level, but they are not going anywhere. They are not neither moving, coming down. So it's a problem, Mr. Muj, at the end of the day.
You're right.
Exactly.
All over the world now, there's a pushback against this capitalist and top 1% owning God knows how much in the world, and the rest owning not much. Why, this is how it's been going on. We'll see how we do it in that battle.
Finally, Mr. Ka, on this, before we take a leave of you.
Well, I think, like I said, we have to really have a commission to look at living wages and minimum wages. Can we afford it? What are the basics? Because we have witnessed that inflation is on the rise, and therefore it has affected a lot of people. So how do we take corrective measures? There has to be some monetary and other policies that ought to be looked at. And you cannot do it in the absence of tangible information. You need some facts, and you look at how many people are employed in the public sector and all these things. Do a review of salaries that is, holistic. Look at everything, and then be able to come up with something that is very progressive wage policy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ka. It's always good to have you on this platform to review some of the newspapers with us and then the African Proverb. Well, viewers, we will take a short commercial break. When we return, the program continues. Do stay tuned.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Looking for internet for your free videos, pictures, chats, work, and school projects? Think free night browsing. QCell's free night browsing lets you browse the internet for free. Oh yeah. Get a data SIM, recharge a minimum of $500 and enjoy free browsing after 24 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. every night for 30 days. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. It's happy time. Get 50% off all calls to any network. Enjoy calls every day to any network from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Is it too good to be true? QCell. We innovate, others follow. As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, Gambia's trusted network. QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV This Morning program coming to you live from our studios on Karaba Avenue, and I am Jul Denjai, joined by my co-host Momodu Mbouch. And we are going to the next segment of this program, which is capacity building of women oyster farmers by FAO and partners. And I have Khadija Tujalo, who is the project coordinator, Fish for ACP, and Ngone Sanyang, who is the Senegalese international designer, to talk to us about this women oyster farming in the Gambia. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Khadija Tolonya Amar.
I'm always excited to come on your program. Huh?
I know, right? You look good, by the way. Mashallah, you're nice. So, Fish for ACP program, you know, it seeks to enhance the productivity and competitiveness of fisheries and aquaculture value chain in the Gambia. Talk to us about that. Last time, both in your own, then conduct capacity building of women in terms of oyster. Now they can come modernized in terms of just seasonal, one season a year. Now it's all year round. Talk to us about that. How far with that project?
Yes, thank you so much for having us today on your platform. And we are grateful to the European Union and the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development who have funded this project. So many activities have been going on so far with the Fish for ACP project since the launch of the upgrading strategy in February 2023. Yes, we have built some aquaculture farms in 4 communities already to make sure that we will be having sales of fresh oysters, which we don't have in the Gambia. So this is coming up soon, and the farms are performing very well. We have trained women harvesters for swimming, and it was such a successful program, and all these women harvesters were trained back in February before the harvesting season, and they went back very confident and proud, being able to work in their environment. And now we are talking about developing a market for oyster shells. We see, heaps of shells around when you drive going towards Banjul. You go to Kartong, you go to Kubune, Meme, all over you'll see piles of oyster shells not being used. It's just wasted out there. But with this project, we are here to make use of these oyster shells. So we're going to be using them in jewelry making, handicraft, which has never happened before in the history of Gambia, because we see when you go to the tourism tourist sector in Senegambia, in Bakau, for example, you will see shells, but they're not oyster shells, right? So this is the first time we're going to be using oyster shells for handicrafts and jewelries, and we'll be using them for lime, and also using them as calcium for livestock feeding as well. So these shells will not be wasted. They will be recycled, reused for the sustainable development of the oyster value chain sector in the Gambia. Ngone Sanyang has been recruited as she is the international consultant recruited to be training the women here in the Gambia to produce jewelries and handicrafts. So she'll be working with women in Tumani Tanda, in Lamin, and in Kartong. And each in those 3 communities, she'll be training 15 women on jewelry makings and what have you. And I will allow her to introduce herself and tell us more about her activities here in the Gambia.
Hello, thank you for welcoming me in this platform. Okay, I'm a jewelry designer, international jewelry designer. I'm Senegalese. I'm from Senegal. So thank you to all of us to welcome me. It's my first long stay in Gambia. I'm very happy for that. Yes, thank you to FAO and all the women who are involved in this project too. My design is based on African inspiration. I work between France and Dakar, and I work with artisans and women in association, building work projects and workshops to make my production and my collections. This project makes sense to me because it's about training, bringing savoir-faire, know-how to women who never perhaps made craft. And for me, it's interesting to train them, and to allow them to have a new, to make new products for new markets for them in craftsmanship.
So what does it really take to take oyster shells to, you know, recycle it to handicrafts and other, you know, jewelries and others? What does it really take, the process?
The process, okay. We will meet the communities first, the women, to talk with them about their realities and what they lu ñuy xaar.
Wow, I think all of us at this point.
Lu ñuy xaar ci project bi. Yes. And we will organize shelters perhaps in their village, perhaps in other places, to work with them in collaboration with them, and to produce, to show them some samples, and to produce step by step these samples, and to show them the techniques, how they have, which materials they have to use, how they have to use this, the practice, so they can be autonomous after when I leave to conduct it themselves.
Ndax am nañ the tools tamit, or what it takes really pour ñu mëna transform oyster shells yi ñu def ko into jewelries and other things? What does it really take? Comme naka la process bi, dama bëgg nga explain ñu process bi naka la, because man, a layman like out there would be like, how is that really possible? So explain ñu process bi naka la lolu.
All is possible in Africa. All is possible. You just have to think about the process. I mean, if in jewelry, you have technical tools. So I will bring some tools that I cannot find here in Gambia. I will bring these tools.
So tools, they are not available in the Gambia?
You have, I will also source. I'm coming here to source, to know if there is some tools I can have here in Gambia. But some technical tools, I will bring them. Some technicals that I can't find here. I will also show them how to use those tools. I will also order some tools to make tools here. We will have to, I came here to organize all this.
All these things. So Khadija, we will engage you at this point. She talked about the tools and what it takes to really make some of these things. But in terms of, because she's telling us that some of the tools are not available here in the Gambia. So where does the project come in here, you know, in terms of, because sustainability is very, very important. If you're dealing with things like this, it needs to be sustainable. But if it's not available in the country, it means that, you know, you have to go take it, source it, outsource it somewhere, bring it here. Where does the project come in here?
Okay, thank you. As she just mentioned, this is her first time in the Gambia, and today she will be meeting with the communities to assess the communities, interview the women, get to know them, and also get to see the environment where these women work. And she will also be going to the different markets to see what are available out there. It's true, there are certain tools that she will be using that are not available in the Gambia. Even in Senegal, some of those tools are not available in Senegal. However, she's the international designer. She's coming to work with these women, but also she will be listening to these women to see what they will be able to bring on the table. There could be some designs where there are tools that are already available in this country that do not need to be outsourced, right? So she will not be really she's working in collaboration with the Oyster women, working with them and making sure that she will be using what is available to them currently, right? For the for the sustainability of this project. So she's not really gonna make it difficult, for the women, or trying to find equipment that are not available in this country for them to be able to work. Anything that she's going to be doing with these women, any collaboration that will be happening, she will ensure that everything is here available in the country for them, and they're easily reached for them to be able to work with those equipment.
Yes, Khadija, I would sort of like to sort of outline a kind of profile of women oyster farming in this country, to really see the sector, how it's like. I remember when we were younger, perhaps you go to Denton Bridge, and in the mangroves you have women who would get these things and go and sell them, all informal. Is it that they've been put into an association? How does it work? How big is the market, as it were?
Okay. Well, when it comes to the women harvesters, we have a value chain that comprises about 1,000 harvesters, in the Gambia. And currently we are working with the Tembi women, and this is a pilot project. We are working with the Tembi women, and the women from Tumani Tenda, Kartong, and Lamin are the one who are targeted to work with Ngoni to develop, a market for the oyster shells. And we also want to help improve the tourism sector, right? So we know that the oyster season, it's a limited season, it's a short season. And after the season, these women don't have nothing else to do. So if we add value to what they are doing, it will make a lot of sense for them. Some of them, they go out and work in gardens, and others just stay home and they don't have anything else to do. So adding value to what is currently being done, we believe makes a lot of sense to help these women, have revenue even after the oyster season.
Absolutely. But this is really quite curious now. So you've got these women oyster farmers. So the idea is to turn the shells into jewelry, into something else, the value chain. So how does it work? Do I have to be interested in art? I may not be interested in turning into jewelry. So how does it work? Is it that those who are interested, or I may not necessarily be an oyster farmer, but I'm a woman, I'm interested in these things. Can that person come in? How does it work, this artistic, as it were, angle?
That's where the assessment come about.
All right.
Her meeting the communities, the different communities, to assess them and to see the interest. I mean, we already met with them before she came, and everybody already showed interest in this and looking forward to seeing Miss Ngone. They never thought that jewelries or ornaments can be made with oyster shells. We have seen it with other different type of shells, but this is the first time, and the interest is already there, and everybody's looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see the final product.
That's quite interesting.
Interesting. So Ngone, li mu nekk loo xam ne daal lu am solo la, jigéen ñi jàngal gaay, train gaay, and all of that. In terms of experience boo am, wax ñu sa experience bi in terms of handicrafts and all of that.
Ok, man nag jewelry designer la. Damay liggéey entre Paris ak Dakar.
Waaw.
Damay jàng naa tamit tëgg, liggéeyu tëgg dama ko jàng.
tëgg.
waaw dama ko jàng ci école yi à Paris foofu laa jàng liggéeyu tëgg léegi nag I'm working with the jewelers of my country, Senegal, particularly on filigree design, very thin filigree design, and it's a traditional product they made in Senegal. Comment dire?
ñu olofal ko.
waaw ñu olofal ko tuuti. man li ma bëgg mooy made in Africa moom ci loolu lay dox. damay liggéey tamit ak ay artisans yu nekk France. mais li may gën a doxal mooy made in Africa parce que dama bëgg nit ñi tamit bu ñuy defar dara mu jóge suñu dëkk yi voilà mu jóge suñu dëkk yi parce que loolu mooy lu ñuy wax add value voilà léegi liggéey ak jigéen ñi waa oyster shells loolu am na solo trop parce que day def benn link ak man man li may liggéey lu bëre mooy tamit shell cowries. In my design, I use it like this bracelet or this ring, very modern, but also very traditional. You understand? And they made a link between me and these oysters. The oysters have a particular shape, like the shell cowrie too, and like water also. So this is a link with me. And it's interesting to show them how to produce some jewelry, but not only jewelry, craft objects, craft things for the touristic market or other market. For me, it's interesting.
So Khadijatu, finally, time jotna, why this project, after the final products and everything it's made, what is next for these women? Do you have the necessary market to actually sell this? Because it's a new thing in the Gambia. So in the project, I'm in the market to sell some of these products.
Yes, absolutely. We are targeting the domestic market, right, and linking them to the tourist sector as well. They will be selling in their communities as well. We know that in Kartong and Lamin, it's a tourist area. We always have tourists going there. So it will be a great opportunity for these women to display their artwork while the tourists come to their environment. And we have our different markets where the tourists go as well. So we are already establishing a linkage, a link between the women harvesters and the tourist industry in the Gambia. So this is not only in the jewelry and handcraft, but in the sale of fresh oysters as well, with the hotel and restaurants and supermarkets. So yes, we have a lot going on right now.
Is it done? Can we just have one more?
Just one more.
Because this is like fish for ACP project.
Yes.
At some point, it's going to end.
Absolutely.
So when it does, what do you think you will have liked to achieve? You come to the end, you look back, say, I don't know, maybe we've got 70–80% of our projects. What do you think you would have liked to achieve at the end of this project?
Thank you so much. Yes, it is a project, and all projects have an end. We have established an Oyster Advisory Committee. This is a committee that is currently, that have already been established, and that is taking ownership of the project, during the project and beyond the project. So this committee is comprised with the Department of Fisheries, the Department of Forestry, Park and Wildlife, different institutions who are currently working with the oyster harvesters, but also partnering with stakeholders, mobilizing funds to continue on with this project. Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much, Khadija Tujalo, for coming on the program, and Ngone Sanyang. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will follow up on these things, because for me, I'm really optimistic. I'm looking forward to this thing, to the final product, actually, of these oyster shells. We will go for a short commercial break. When we return, the program continues. To stay tuned.
QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Get a QCell SIM card for free. Yes, absolutely free. Walk into any of our customer care centers and get a SIM free of charge. With a QCell SIM card, you can get the fastest and the most reliable internet plus wide range of amazing services. So rush now to any of our care centers and get a free SIM now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell Sunibus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you been looking for the perfect indoor router with long-range Wi-Fi coverage and faster internet speed connecting all your smart devices? Well, we present to you the QCell Indoor Router, a router that has all you need and much more. For just $4,275, you can get 4G plus internet speed, wide coverage, and connect up to 15 devices. That's not all. The indoor router can be used for both office and home needs. So, enhance your internet experience with our indoor router. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus. We innovate, others follow.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunibus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your art will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Looking for internet for your free videos, pictures, chats, work, and school projects? Think free night browsing. QCell's free night browsing lets you browse the internet for free. Oh yeah. Get a data SIM, recharge a minimum of $500 and enjoy free browsing after 24 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. every night for 30 days. QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow. It's happy time. Get 50% off all calls to any network. Enjoy calls every day to any network from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Is it too good to be true? QCell. We innovate, others follow. As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV This Morning program, and we are going to the next segment, which is prosthetics, and we will be talking to the manufacturers as well as the beneficiaries. And I have in the studios with me, I have Haruna Jallo, who is the national coordinator of Jaipur Limb Project, and Mustafa Jame, who is a patient or a beneficiary. So good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the program. Last week, was it last week also, we had been to Tarawale here and she briefly mentioned the issue of manufacturing prosthetic limbs, for patients in Buyam. Talk to us about that. Have you come to the final phase of the training?
Yes, thank you very much. And good having me here. I am Haruna S. Jallo, as a senior scientist at the Ministry of Health. Also currently the chairman of Chesan Charitable Medical Foundation. So the Jaipur Limb came to a friend, that is Cheryl from UK, who had been coming in the Gambia for the past 20 years. And I've been going to the hospital and even came up. She was the main reason for the coming up with Salikenye Health Center. So as she was coming to the hospital, Edward Francis, and then realized that the type of limbs we have here.
Okay, we will come back to you. Yeah, we will come back to you. Let's go straight to, we will take a short commercial break and we will be right back.
The widest 4G plus coverage in the country. 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, Gambia's trusted network. QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Get a QCell SIM card for free. Yes, absolutely free. Walk into any of our customer care centers and get a SIM free of charge. With a QCell SIM card, you can get the fastest and the most reliable internet plus wide range of amazing services. So rush now.
And we apologize for that interruption. We apologize to you, Mr. Jallo, for that. You were saying something.
Yes, as I was saying, I was just trying to give a brief background of how this J-Polim project started. And as I was saying, this came through a friend in UK who is in around Southampton, who had been coming here for the past 20 years and trying to help in our healthcare system, and was at Edward Francis and realized how people are struggling with the limbs that have been imported or second-hand prosthetic legs that are brought into the country, and that are being used at the social welfare then at Banjul. So she was so pathetic and then realized that there is need for help because they are too heavy. And then she consulted us that we need to work on at least another project that is to support the amputees in the country so that they are able to at least fit into the society. So then we started the work since 2019. So this project had been going on since from 2019 to that, from one place to another. So the first destiny was for it to be at Edward Francis. But there was a lot of challenges in establishing it there. Then we decided to move it to Carnifing because the project was there was no structure that was involved. So the facility or the government needed to provide the structure, and then they would bring all the materials, the equipments, and train our Gambian people to be able to manufacture this. So since there was just challenges, we moved it to Carnifing. And then Carnifing also, the new building that is there for the physiotherapy was brought in by some Spanish that was sponsored, but it didn't capture a workshop for the preparation of these limbs. So as Gambians, we don't want to lose the project. So we realized that it will be going to be a challenge against to have it at Carnifing. Then we decided to move it to Buyam, so that also Gambians within this area can start moving a bit away from the combos to seek for healthcare. So and that becomes a success, and thanks to Keba Mane, the CEO, who was very keen in making sure that we have this project there. So and the project have provided almost about 750 prosthetic legs. And 50 is going to be given for free because the sustainability matters a lot to us, because these are not second-hand, new ones that are going to be manufactured here. So a team of Gambians have been trained and been towards the lead, and international about 2 international trainers who came here to train our Gambians. And the training have just concluded, and thank God all of them were satisfied and then passed the exam to manufacture these limbs.
How many of them were trained? Bintu?
Yes, 7 of them.
7 of them?
Yes.
And in terms of the selection, how were they selected?
Yes, so what we did, because one of the requirements is to have a technician. So in the Gambia, I think we have very limited human resource in terms of personnel that are trained at a technician's level. So we had to find out, trying to fish for Bintu, and through the ministry with Dr. Bide, because she was the only one at Edward Francis. So we have to work with the Ministry of Health and with Edward Francis to at least relocate her from Banjul to move her to Buyam, and for her to lead the project, and also train become a trainer in the country to expand these projects to other hospitals, and so that at least accessibility will be easy. Yes, okay. For the Gambians, so that people don't have to move up there to just get and then come and struggle here to get a process clear.
So Mr. Jallo mentioned that since you started this project, you manufactured 750 limbs and 50 it's going for free. What happens to the other 700?
Oh, we have been provided materials to manufacture 700 limbs.
Okay.
Yeah, so out of that 700, 50 will be given for free. So as of now, all the patients that are coming, they are receiving free limbs.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about the 650?
The other balance, some charges will be put in place, obviously, to be able to sustain the project, but that has not started yet.
It has not started. So in terms of the distribution, is it do you decentralize it, or is it just the limbs are only available in Buyam?
As of now, the limbs are only available in Buyam because that's the only center where the project is. Okay. Yeah.
Before we engage the beneficiary?
Yes. Exactly, yes. Mr. Jara,
yes.
It's called the Jaipur Limb Project.
Yes.
For how long? Is it private? Is it PPP? Is it public-private? Well, what kind of a project is it?
Yes, so this is for the government. Okay. It's for the public, and that's why we put it at a public institution, as Buyam, so that the Gambians people are able to benefit it. But when it comes to the materials, because the sustainability matters a lot, because otherwise these materials are imported from India. So and the main reason why this comes here is to give them that flexibility, because with these limbs you can even play football, you can run, and you can drive, you can walk in the rice field, in muddy areas. So and you can put on shoes. Nobody will even realize that you are, if it is well fitted, nobody will realize that you are even amputated. So it's like you are giving back. I saw one boy who recently was fitted and was asking me, "Can I go back to the farm?" I said, "Of course." So this is the main reason why we think this is quite important. And for us to have it as a country, and they are brand new ones. You don't have to be fitted with prosthetic legs that have been used for years and then sent to you here. So that's it.
Okay. Absolutely.
Now let's engage Mustafa Jammeh, who is the beneficiary. Mustafa, thank you very much for coming on this program. Tell us the significance of this project to you.
Okay. I'm Mustafa Jammeh. Deka Bijilo. Dama febaron amon febari sukar. I dok suma tanka. So demon na banjun uti tanka. O tanka bobu duma demon ado. Tambo suma do dafte meti. Daf maleka ansa. So after ma amon bena tubab. Moma dimbale mo joma 32,000. Mademon be Senegal uti tankata. Julli bunda fofu la ko defo.
Senegal.
Wa. So tanka bobu tam li defo bala rëy. So dafa disa. Indi na ko may do. Bo daf ma lay gañ yenen side. So after ma jene tekko. Yes nga. Mane kon fofu bena boy kambong lamde ka fofu la don jango. So ko tam hamon na ko mo amon accident ak rider. Be gay dok tanka. Mu yitu da ceba sala. So mom tam ma ko dimbale on bole ko be mu demon Dakar uti tanka. So mom tan tanka bi lewto. So bena de la don dem foni. Mata se amom garage Birkam. So after la ko laaj mané ko naka tanka bi. So suma fun dañ ko saccio garage Birkam amé uma nomba. Lol motam ñu jéya dégante. So buñ jéya dégante after mané ko man sa gisul duma la lé ko. Mané ko naka tanka bi mu né ma hé tanka bobu dafa dis man ko pa. bo bi am la demoon ma am tànka beneen tànka so after la ma boole ak Bintu mu ne ma xaaral ma joolal yow tam nombi Bintu because yaa ma dimbale woon ba ma am man tam gis naa keneen bàyyi ma dimbale waaw so noonu la ma boole ak Bintu after ma call Bintu ma wax ko mu ne ma waaw mu jox ma déet mu ne ma demal biya so ma demoon foofu ma wuti ba am tànka moo nekk tànka bi
so léegi naka nga lan nga nekk di feel ak tànka bi because waxoon nga fi ne tànka bale tànka yoo amoon soo ko solee daf la dee gaañ mu tax ba nga génnee ko léegi compare ko ak tànka bi
no bii moom right now nekkul di ma disturb
nekkul di la disturb
no because maa ngi sol waaw maa ngi doo normal time boobu sax su ma demee
mun nga ñoo démonstretal tànka bi mun nga ñoo won tuuti si tànka bi ñu xool ñu xam
ma ekkati ko
waa ekkati
tànka bi
moo nekk ni
waaw
moom like normal tànka la daal
waaw dafa mel ni normal tànka because sooy dem sa kenn du dee xam boo bële time boo su may dem kay nit dina xam ne kii du tànka because lii yëpp a réew so boobu maa ngi ko paak si kër gis nga so even time boobu su ma demee comme su may dem lopitaan town trip laa dee jël du ma dee mun a doo tànka depuis suñ kër bee si tali bo léegi maa ngi sant yàlla depuis bu ma amee tànka bi kay even dem ba maa ngi jógee fooñi maa dem ba si suñ kër
depuis tonté bu normal def sa activité si normal du la dee sonal
dama dox depuis tonté bu ba bu jilo sax du ma dee jël moto so loolu sant yàlla waaw
waaye sooy nelaw da nga ko dee am pour génne mën nga ko bàyyi aan
non da nga ko dee génne
da nga ko dee génne sooy tëdda nelaw
ma tëdda
suba nga fixaat
ko wala su ma buggee dem seben ma fixaat ma dox
so finally Bintu mu nekk lu am solo fu mu nekk ni naka la process bi naka ngeen ko dee defee because kii soo gisee lii su ekkatiwutoon li kenn du xam ne dafa fix naka ngeen ko dee defee da ngeen dee measure borom tànka yi and all that what does it really take
and particularly in the context of loo leen def fii loo xam ne ñële defuñ ko what is the difference with this one
This is my first experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've never worked with social welfare. I know they've been manufacturing limbs, but I don't know how they do it. So, but based on my experience and the trainings that we had, these are made out of pipes, and the pipes are quite lightweight. And if you look at the color too, it is near the color of the black skin.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's from India, so they have different colors. So even the foot also has different colors. So it depends. The patient can come and they can choose what food that they want, the color of the food that they want. So initially, yes, you have to measure the patient. So the patient comes, then the stump has to be measured. And if it is measured, then that's when you do the casting. So you apply the POP around the stump and you try to get the negative casting. So it's just going to be like a cone wherein you fill POP. When you fill it, you get the positive cast. So when you get the positive cast, alongside you always have to have your measuring sheet and you shape it, file it according to the measurement. So that is what you use, then you extend it, then melt the pipe because it's pipe, so you melt it until it is soft. So when it is very soft, you place it on top of the extension and it gives you the shape of the limb. So as you can see, it is also it is showing the kneecap of the around the knee, and mun nga ekati tanka bi tuuti si kaw, and it also has a safe suspension. So with this safe suspension, you don't necessarily need a belt to be able for it to hold. So the patient can walk on it and it will not slide up and down. Yeah.
And you can have it for a whole lifetime.
You can have it. Well, it wears off. It depends on the use. So if it's that you're using it going to the farm or maybe doing some other manual activity, obviously it will wear off. So when it wears off, then you can come and change the foot component or maybe you change the whole thing. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bintu. Thank you, Haruna Jallo. And thank you very much, Mustafa, for coming on this program. Viewers, we will take a short commercial break. When we return, the program continues. So stay tuned.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Looking for internet for your free videos, pictures, chats, work, and school projects? Think Free Night Browsing. QCell's Free Night Browsing lets you browse the internet for free. Oh yeah. Get a data SIM, recharge a minimum of $500 and enjoy free browsing after 24 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. every night for 30 days. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. It's happy time. Get 50% off all calls to any network. Enjoy calls every day to any network from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Is it too good to be true? QCell. We innovate, others follow. As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, the Gambia's trusted network. QCell, the fastest growing network in the Gambia, now presents to you the eSIM. QCell's eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Get a QCell SIM card for free. Yes, absolutely free. Walk into any of our customer care centers and get a SIM.
Welcome back. We have come to the last segment of this program, and with me in the studios is Jibaru Jane, who is a task force member of the State of the Nation address, which is happening tomorrow, and I have Halifa Mbai, who is the Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having us as well.
State of the Nation address, Mr. Mbush.
Yes.
Elegla, and you will be rocking it hard.
Absolutely. We've been covering them for, for a while now, for a few years now. So it will be interesting really to hear from them. What should we expect
this time around?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mboj and Julia. Thank you for having us. And once again, and thank you also on behalf of the Speaker and the Clerk for granting us this opportunity annually. We are grateful. As you said it, tomorrow, that's a big event in Parliament, and it's very important in our parliamentary calendar, and that is this annual State of the Nation address by His Excellency the President of the Republic, which is scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday, 27th of June, 2022. As we are aware, as a constitutional requirement, the event is a constitutionally sanctioned event and required on him by the President that he should at least once each year attend a sitting of the Assembly and address a session of the Assembly on the condition of the Gambia, the policies and program of his government and the administration of the state. Basically, by Section 77 of the Constitution, required him as a president to perform these functions at least once each year. And the president has decided, since there is no time frame indicated in the Constitution, he could choose to do it, but within the year. And he has chosen to do this to attend our second ordinary session. You must be aware, in fact the pressure is out, that Parliament has begun its second ordinary session on Monday, 24th of June. And the President has decided, choosing Thursday, 27th, to come and attend a sitting of the Parliament to address the nation. As you know, Parliament is the house of the nation, and when you address Parliament, meaning you are addressing the entire nation. Basically, that is what is expected tomorrow, that the President will deliver his constitutionally sanctioned address to Parliament.
Absolutely. Mr. Jabari, what would you add to that?
Yeah, just to say, the task force established by the leadership of the Assembly is working very hard, as always, to ensure that we have a very smooth program tomorrow. The President will deliver the address at 10 a.m. sharp. Therefore, all those invited to grace the occasion should at least be seated an hour before the program commences. So meaning by 8:30, we expect all invited guests to be seated. The invited guests have already received their invitation cards, card A, card B, and card C. Card A is for those who will be occupying the lower chamber of the Assembly. Card B is for those who will be occupying the upper chamber of the Assembly. And card C holders, like some of us, will, because the chamber cannot accommodate everyone, will utilize a tent, and that tent is fitted with a 100-inch television screen to enable them follow proceedings. The police are also part of the task force. They have ensured that traffic will be adequately handled, and vehicles, because we expect a lot of vehicles within and around the premises of the Assembly during that period, are also well packed and secured.
So you see, I was going to ask you, sort of like both of you really, the typical challenges you face in preparing for this kind of event. I want it to be interesting, and how you're going about it.
I think over the years we have grown to understand, because it is now part of our calendar. So year in, year out, we have been doing this. I think the typical challenges usually amount to lateness. Someone coming late and saying, no, I am a card A holder, I should go in, when actually the President is already seated. And that brings push and pull with security officers.
So it's important for people to know that once the President is seated, it's really difficult to go in.
It's not even difficult.
It's impossible. You cannot go in.
It's impossible.
Exactly. So it's important for people to know that.
And when it comes to your family, the media,
absolutely,
we have also improved greatly over the years to ensuring that they have free access to be able to do their job unhinged. And because most of what we do is because we do not have the required space. If we have had adequate space, everyone will just be available with your cameras and your drones and everything to do what you want. Because for us, we want to facilitate your work, not to restrict it. So this year, the national broadcaster will provide host broadcasting services, and they are expected to give clean feed, both visuals and sound, to all the other media outlets as well. But notwithstanding, we are encouraging all the media houses to come today to set, to do their cabling and establish their positions. Because
is it by invitation or
for the media houses?
Media houses, yeah.
If you want, the entire QTV can come.
Can come.
Yes. For the media, it is open. All the media houses who are interested in covering the event are please encouraged to come and cover.
So, hey, in terms of the video output, which are sent to which are distributed to the media, how are you addressing that? Because over the years, there has been challenge of the HDMI video quality.
Obviously, there has been improvements because I could remember the last State of the Nation address as well. So over the years, also GRTS, that is providing the host broadcasting services, is also improving, and we have now noticed also how they work together with other media houses. Because for us, it is not a ground for competition; it is collaboration to get a desired output. So in fact, we have seen instances where some of the media houses will provide some other equipments, others will provide some other equipments, and at the end, everybody goes home really satisfied.
So what time are people expected to go actually? Because you mentioned that once the president is seated, no one is allowed in. And typical Gambian time, like, okay, it's starting at 9, Balanyo them, it's 10 or 11.
I think that is for you.
Basically, yeah. Thank you very much. And I think, as Jibril just mentioned it earlier, it's very important. When both ask us what are the challenges that we encounter as far as organizing this event is concerned, and notably over the years, our greatest challenge as far as concerned is time management. Like, as you said, Parliament is a very traditional institution. We have our rules that guides our sitting. And it's not the president that is coming out of his own discretion to address, just like sitting in his office to address the nation. But he's attending a sitting of Parliament. And the sitting of Parliament is dictated by rules and regulations that it starts at 10. So meaning, it's not the wishes of the president that he could have said, I will come 12, the president himself. But no, the rules binds him that if you are to come in to address our sitting, you must come 10 o'clock. So if the president can agree to and comply with our sitting time, talk less of anybody who is invited. And it's a protocol, and a very rooted protocol, that wherever the president goes, once he is seated, all doors are locked. So if you are invited, it's a licensing as a tool for your entrance, that's one thing. But of course, there are conditions attached to it, that the sitting starts 10 o'clock. It's not, do not expect you to be there by 10 o'clock, but we expect you to be there before 10 o'clock. So that once the president enters 10 o'clock sharp, because the president will not actually even leave State House 10. He will leave before 10. So expected to be in the chamber by 10. So listeners or viewers out there and invitees, whoever who is having a card, know that the expected sitting time is between 8:30 to latest 9 o'clock. Anytime after that, there is no guarantee that even if you are a card holder, a super card A holder, regardless, there is no guarantee for you to have a seat there. And this is a challenge that we have most of the time, and it happens sometimes. In fact, a very high level dignitary that came even late, but he was shut down. He couldn't enter. So talk less of me as an ordinary person out there with a card C holder or a card B holder. So basically, our message is that everybody is expected to be seated from 8:30 to latest 9 o'clock. You have to be seated and occupy your seat, regardless of whichever card you may hold. And that is the message. And this has been the challenge. And we apologize. Even if you come any minutes after 9, there is no guarantee that there will be a seat available for you.
Are we expecting a difference this time around? It's going to be the same thing?
The difference in
everything, logistics,
yes.
arrangements.
Obviously, as I said, the difference, even if there is any, would not be much, because it's very routine and traditional.
Sure,
there is no change of
That's
will.
it. Maybe here it will be interesting to go a bit into really the nature and purpose of such addresses.
Yes, I think, as I said, if you look at the constitution provision, it's very clear, and it's very wide in range. That it said the president shall attend a sitting to address the assembly on the condition of the Gambia, the policies and program of his government and the administration of the state. So what is expected, and this is not an only unique to Gambia. If you have observed this all over the world, that presidents go to parliament and address, perform this function. And it's a, wherever, even in a normal gathering out there, when this president speaks, that's a high-level policy directive. Talk less of a constitutional requirement that you should perform. To tell us how the conditions of the Gambia, you tell us your program and policies, as well as tell us how you're administering the state. So there are three angles here. How the status of the country, and of course your policies and programs as a government, and how are you administering our affairs. So this is very, in fact, for me, is the most high-level policy statement as far as presidential address are concerned. And where, that's one thing. The other thing, where are you performing it? You're doing it at the people's house. That means the entire Gambia is assembled, and you're talking about the affairs of the state. So it's very significant and very important. That's why it's a common thing all over the world that presidents annually go to their respective parliament or congress or house, they may call it, to tell them about the status of their individual countries and the program and administration of the state. It's very significant.
Absolutely.
Thank
and are we done?
Yes, we are. I'm afraid. Jubairu, finally, what advice would you give?
Just to tell the people that they should show up on time. And your colleagues, please come to the assembly with your press card, because that is the only thing we can use to identify you on tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jubairu. Thank you, Khalifa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, Mr. Mbush.
That's it. Yep, we're done. Until tomorrow. Well, we'll be there, won't we?
Yeah,
so let's just tell our viewers there will be no.
Yeah, we will be there streaming live
9
o'clock, inshallah. So join us as we bring you the latest happening as far as the State of the Nation address is concerned tomorrow. So thank you very much. Bye-bye and enjoy the rest of our programs.